All right, good morning, guys. Welcome to Be Calm lesson number 5. Well, it might be in your morning. I don't know when you're watching this video, but it's morning for me. So, actually, 11:26 a.m. How are you guys doing? Hope everything's going well. Yeah, I know we're working from home on this and everything else, but we're going to make the most of it. Just remember this Be Calm lesson. These Be Calm lessons, they're not, yeah, we're grading them for PE, but they're more to help you, right? I mean, we learn history to know history. We learn math so we can, right? Like we can multiply and divide and add and do algebra, and it helps us in everyday life. This is no different. Be calm is just a practice that can help you excel in life. Um, Today, we're talking about emotions, and it's just something that everyone has, and you have to control them. You want to make sure you think before you act and not just work on the emotion that's popped into your head. So, just as an unpleasant or sticky thought can hinder your forward movement, right? The week before we learned about thoughts and how negative thoughts just stay with us, right? And positive ones just kind of just poof, gone, right? Uh, to move forward on our path, so too can strong emotions. Identifying and understanding emotions is important for pressing pause, right? And choosing a response rather than reacting without thinking. And we're going to watch a video on that because I'm not a scientist, but we'll have a scientist describe it to us. And emotions are energies in our bodies that come up and go like waves in the ocean. Mindfulness strengthens our ability to surf the waves of emotions so we can have more power to choose our responses. So instead of like, this person's making me mad, I'm going to scream at him, we can like, this person's making me mad, I can make a better choice and leave the room versus staying there and yelling at him. Who experiences some ups and downs of emotions, right? I know I do. Especially when I was your guys' ages. I had actually had a pretty big temper. I didn't have mindfulness to help me. I had to kind of figure it out on my own how to control my anger and do better. Now I'm perfectly fine, but maybe that's part of maturity itself. But this actually helps you just move into the situation. If we look down here, skipped ahead. On page 25, we're going to talk about emotions. You'll see, let me blow this up here, get this bigger so you guys can see, not just me, but the page you're going to be working on. Right? How's that look? All right, hot buttons. You're going to read page 25. You're going to select a couple things that make you angry, right? A hot button. And you're going to write it in the tab here. There's a little box. And then what your typical reaction is. For me, you know what? I don't like being late. I hate being late. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. When I'm late, I get super frazzled and it takes hours for me to kind of unwind. If you guys ever see me at work and I'm late, you'll know because I'll be super just behind the whole day and not with it. Not the whole day, but like half the day to kind of catch up. Okay. So fill out page 25, get that hot button, and then you can pause the video right now if you'd like, and you can skip ahead. Once you're done with that, get on page 28. We'll use that here in a moment. We're going to go over emotions and how they affect us. So if you paused it, come back. You wouldn't know if you paused. Anyway, you're back in the video. We're going to move ahead here. So let me get my ugly mug out of the way here. Okay, today's objectives. Try again here. Today's objectives are to expand our emotional vocabulary, and we're going to go over page 26 and 27. It's going to have better words to describe how you feel. Sometimes you think you're sad, and you might be, but it's just because of boredom. You have nothing to do. I mean, I don't know how about you guys, but the past couple of months for me, super bored because of COVID. Can't travel, can't do anything. I didn't get to see either of my families this holidays, which is, I guess it made me sad. It definitely made me bored. I didn't get to go travel or do anything. So, it's expands your emotional vocabulary, increases your awareness of your own feelings, especially when they are strong or when you have different feelings at the same time. Understand that having strong and perhaps confusing emotions is a typical adolescent development, super common. We just don't know what you're doing at that age. And tune into your body's sensations and notice emotions as it surges. of energy that are short-lived. Like for me, when I get flustered, I'll start kind of like shaking my leg or my face gets flushed. You just got to realize that so you can separate yourself from that emotion. Today's self-regulation skills. We're going to deal with unpleasant or difficult feelings in a healthy way, and impulse control, thinking about the consequences before you act. Dealing with an unpleasant or difficult feeling in a healthy way. For instance, would be going for a run when you're upset versus eating food. Impulse control, thinking about the consequences before you act. I don't want to speak for everybody, but maybe some of us who are listening to this video have gotten upset with your parents over something, and instead of thinking about, okay, I understand where they're coming from, I may not agree with it, but I'm just going to accept it, versus yelling back at them when you're in trouble. The consequences are far greater when you talk back to your parents than just understanding where they're coming from. All right, so our Be Calm practice, good news, this practice only takes yourself. And so what we're going to do, we're going to use both hands, okay? One hand is going to be our trace hand. See if I can do this correctly. The other hand is going to be, I guess, our wand. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in as we go up on the hand, excuse me, up on the finger, and then breathe out as we go down. And we're just going to trace our hand about 5 times. So here we go. Once again, breathe in on the way up, down on the way out. So ready, in, out. I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. So in, out, in, and then back. All right, so hopefully you did that with me. If you didn't, just go back and do it again. It does calm me when I do that. It's not something I use every day, but what you guys didn't see is I was shaking both my legs under the table a lot because making videos is just tough for me. I like speaking in person, but doing that, just a little breathing exercise definitely helped. So it's something to think about. You know, if you have something you have to use in the future. Let me shrink you guys down. Get me out of the way. All right, so what we're going to start in is going over emotions. Actually, we're going to need to be big again. All right, so when we think about emotions, let's think about this glitter jar. Now, as you can see up top, it's clear. Down here, it's blurry. If we think about this being our brain and thoughts and thinking and thinking before we speak, and this our emotions, right? Now they're separated, okay? Because we're just going through our day, we're having an easy day, everything's going well. But you just found out that you want to try out for soccer practice, the soccer team tonight, but your mom scheduled you an appointment. You called your mom. She can't get the appointment rescheduled. So things got stricken up, okay? And now it looks like this. Our emotions and our thinking have blurred. And we might say something rude to our parents when your mother is just looking out for you. She's just trying to do what's best. That's the only appointment she can get. That's the only time she can get off work, which is a huge deal because, guys, when you become an adult, it's really hard, right, to get time off work. So it's all mixed up. You say something bad to your mom, okay, or you text something back rude, instead of thinking about it, kind of separating yourself, giving yourself some time, right? And as maybe you hang up the phone or you don't reply and you think about it, things start to settle, right? and it starts to clear up. We start thinking better, and all of a sudden, we're like, oh, I get it. I understand. Let me talk to coach and see if I can get something worked out where I can come a different day or something of that nature. Because if I don't get it done today, I understand you can't get time off work tomorrow, then I can't go to the doctor. And we both know the doctor is more important than soccer. Okay. Emotions should be separated. Emotions should be separated from our thinking. But in bad situations, they get stirred up. And here's a scientific video I believe is coming up next. Is a much better way of understanding it. Okay, so let's get me out of the way. Oop. Pause that. We're going to watch another person who sometimes she does not let her emotions in control. Okay, so here we go. All right, so let's watch this young lady, and you guys tell me. Pause that for a moment here. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. Let's see if she gets shaken up or she keeps her thoughts.
Aw, Sarah's new puppy is so adorable. Whoa, where's Rachel on vacation? The view is gorgeous. So jealous. Oh my gosh, Jordan is looking good as usual. Let's see what you were up to this weekend. Wait a minute. Who is she? And why does she have her arm around him? Does he have a girlfriend? When did he get a girlfriend? But he helped me with my chemistry homework yesterday. Was that just a friend thing? Am I in the friend zone? What if it wasn't a friend thing? Does his girlfriend know that her boyfriend was helping me with my homework? Of course her profile is private.
All right, so we think about this video. She started here, right? Emotions, thinking about where her friend was vacationing. She sees a picture of her, presumable boyfriend with another lady, and this happened. That was her boyfriend walking out of the store. Did she even acknowledge him? No, 'cause she was all frazzled, okay? We'll check in with that video here in a second. Okay, so what was her hot button? Right, what triggered her emotional response? Her hot button was probably cheating, right? She thought her boyfriend was cheating on her. What triggered her emotional response was a picture on social media. What happened as a result? Did she see her boyfriend coming out? No, she had no idea. Plus, she got super upset. Okay, and what opportunity did she miss out on because of her reaction? She didn't have a chance even to confront the guy. Right, he walked right by her. She could have said hey to him, could have talked to him about the picture. She probably would have got the answer she wanted, but she was busy putting her head into the desk. Okay, so that's a hot button item. We'll revisit that video here in a second. Okay, this video, Emotions and the Brain, is a scientist talking about how emotions in your brain work, not just Mr. Z. I think they can give you a much better example here.
When we hear the word emotion, most of us think of love, hate, happiness, or fear. Those strong feelings we experience throughout life. Our emotions are the driving force behind many of our behaviors, helpful and unhelpful. Just where do our emotions come from? Our brain is wired to look for threats or rewards. If one is detected, the feeling region of the brain alerts us through the release of chemical messages. Emotions are the effect of these chemical messages traveling from our brain through the body. When our brain detects a potential threat, our brain releases the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol, which prepare us for a fight or flight response. When we detect or experience something rewarding, such as someone doing something nice for you, our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. These are the chemicals that make us feel good and motivate us to continue on the task or behavior. In these instances, the feeling region of the brain kicks in before the thinking part. Sometimes the reactions of the feeling brain are so strong that it dominates our behaviors and we're unable to think rationally in the moment. Our emotions hijack our brain. While many of our emotional responses happen subconsciously, Our thinking can influence our emotions, and sometimes this can be unhelpful. Just thinking about something threatening can trigger an emotional response. This is where we can manage our emotions with conscious thinking. Our emotions play a powerful role in the way we experience the world. Understanding and regulating our emotions through our thoughts and behaviors can help us take greater control of our brain and achieve our goals.
All right, so what you saw there was a scientific explanation, right? Negative thoughts control us, make us make bad impulses. Positive thoughts don't have as much control. We have to separate our emotions from our thinking. We've got to realize how to pause that button and separate them one way or the other. Okay. As we look, right? Oh, skip down there. As we look down here at the emotions on page 26 and 27, there's a better explanation of those emotions that we have and how we feel, right? And we're going to use those in these scenarios for some hot buttons here. I'm going to read through some scenarios. You're going to fill out page 28. You're just going to do page 28. You're not doing page 29, just doing 3 scenarios here. I'm going to read them to you. You're going to write a feeling word off of one of the examples off from the previous page on into the I feel box on page 26. So just realize as I read the scenario, you need to just kind of pause the video and fill out each scenario as it is. So scenario number 1, you have been trying out for a club/team and tryouts were super competitive. The email notifying you was about who made it. And finally, email notifying you who has made it and who didn't has finally come. Your mouse is hovering over it, right? You're waiting to open this email. You click on the email. It says, congratulations, you made it. You made the soccer team. How does that make you feel? Pause the video. Look for the word you want to put down, right? Scenario 2. A requirement to pass your social studies class is to give a presentation to your class. Today is the day. It's your turn. You walk to the front of the class and look at everybody. Again, you have a presentation. You walk to the front of the class. You look at everybody. How does that make you feel? If it was me, I'd be stressed. Okay, pause the video, fill out scenario number 2. Last one, scenario number 3. Your math teacher gave you a pop quiz yesterday. You didn't feel prepared for it. You struggled answering some of the questions. Now your teacher is handing back the quizzes. You see your grade is a B. How does that make you feel? For some of you, whoa, only a B, have to get straight A's. For me in junior high, a B in math would have been like the greatest day of my life because I did not get B's in math in junior high. It wasn't until high school I got A's. I was getting C's and D's in junior high math because I struggled. So how does that make you feel? Stressed, happy, mad, whatever, right? Answer that question. Okay, pause it. You can move on to that one. Okay, so we've done the scenarios. We understand how it makes us feel, how we reacted. We're going to go back to this young lady. We're going to finish the video. Remember earlier she slammed her head down in disgust about how upset she was. So let's see how she feels if she thinks about it. Beeps.
Aw, fun. He was playing football with the guys. Oh, and he was hanging out with a girl. I wonder if that's his sister. I think he said she was going to be home from college soon.
Hey Grace, what's up?
Hey Jordan, just hanging out.
Right there it said, we all lose emotions, change it to chill. Who was the person in the picture? It was his sister, right? Probably not a threat, right, to her relationship with him, to Jordan. So sometimes we just got to rethink it, and we got to move on, right? Got to realize what we saw and what we did wrong. As we finish the three scenarios we've done, we flip the page before we head out. We're gonna do one more. Mr. Z lost here. Another activity on the workbook. Let me zoom in so you can see it. It is music in our bodies. I'm gonna play some music. You're gonna draw waves to the music. Okay. It says the way our body feels can clue you in on how strong our feelings are. As you listen to the music, you may close your eyes and draw waves on the paper that match how the music feels in your body and surges of energy that come and go. You can either close your eyes, you keep them open, just feel the music and make the waves. Let's see if we can get this guy. Sure, you guys don't want to make waves staring at me. So here we go. So make sure you have something to write with and find that page, start making waves. All right, so that was about 2 minutes of making waves. If you're like me, every time they hit the piano, your wave goes up, and then it kind of crescendos down, or goes down, then crescendos up, and everything else. All right, that's going to be something you submit, so make sure you make some waves. Lastly, if we flip that page over to page 31, right, we can't really pair up and share energy, talk about that, like with a partner. You could talk to somebody that maybe you know, you did the assignment, but we're going to go more on the bottom here where it says we have practiced using the following anchors to tune into the present moment. Breathe, part of your body such as your feet and sounds around you. Choose one as your anchor. Write it here. We're just going to breathe. That's going to be quiet. We're going to do about 30 seconds to a minute of breathing in and out. And I want you to write down what anchors you in the sense of like what sensation did you feel the most as we end this unit. So get my timer ready. What I would do if I were you is kind of lower your gaze, close your eyes. I'm going to get me out of the picture. And here we go. Breathing in and out. You can close your eyes if you want. Lower your gaze. All right, so that was a minute of breathing. And for example, when I did that, I had my hands like this as I was breathing, and my anchor was my hands to my forehead. I could really just kind of feel that pressure, and it made me just kind of relax and just keep focusing on that. And that was my anchor. Maybe it's your feet, maybe it's your seat, whatever it is, just write down what you feel kind of centered you in that moment. All right, guys, this is it for lesson 5, controlling our emotions. If you're an online person, you'll see me in a video. If you're in person, I'll see you guys then. Have a great one.